Stacey and J Sbu.
Let's get into other people's indaba. It's called the Great Drive Debate.
The views and opinions expressed in this feature are those of the listeners and participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of East Coast Radio.
And today is a goodie.
Ooh.
It surrounds being the eldest child, right? Eldest Child Syndrome, to be exact.
Yeah.
As we know, it's an ongoing conversation, very much in the zeitgeist, right? And especially if you are the eldest sibling. You knew this from the onset. From the moment you opened your eyes, you were like, yes, it is real. But it is the idea that firstborns are ultimately more anxious, more responsible, and carry way more emotional weight than any of their siblings simply because they were born first. We had the temerity to rock up first, and now look at what has to happen. So studies have shown that eldest children are more likely to take on the role of caretaker or caregiver, to feel pressure to be the quote-unquote perfect child, and that they battle people-pleasing the entirety of their existence. In South African families especially, the firstborn often becomes a third parent, raising siblings, translating for parents, and holding the family together. So as is the case with every Great Drive debate, we will present you with two arguments and you weigh in. Argument 1. The eldest earned their stripes. So being the firstborn in a South African household is practically an unpaid job. This is very triggering for me. You're the one who has walked your siblings to school, paid for things you couldn't afford as you reached adulthood, and smiled through it all so that your parents wouldn't have to worry. That kind of pressure doesn't just disappear, it ultimately rewires how you move through the world. Eldest children don't develop anxiety for nothing. They earn every bit of it, every step of the way.
All right, argument number 2. I'm going to try my best to sound as convincing as these young people would love me to. Middle and young children grow up in the shadow of a sibling who has already done everything right. Impossible standards set before they could even tie their shoes. They got less on one-on-one time with the parents, less attention, and still manage to figure out life. Every child in the family carries something heavy. The eldest child just talks about it the most.
Rude. Okay, so obviously we know where I land on this, but by all means, everybody, now is your time to weigh in. If you are the eldest, if you are the middle, if you are the baby, in your opinion, as part of today's Great Drive debate on Stacey and J Sbu, do eldest children carry the family, or are we just being dramatic? Careful now.
Masindi, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hi, J Sbu. I'm good, and you?
We are good. You sound like you have a lot to say, madam.
Well, I do actually about my big sister.
Okay, so Masindi, whenever you're ready, talk about Big Sis.
Hey.
Lay it on us, girl. Let's go.
Well, I don't know where to start, guys. Like, she's an angel, first of all. Like, she's carried us, like, through thick and thin, and she's always been there for us. Even now, you won't believe that she's staying in London just so that she could support the whole family. There's 6 of us, and some of us have kids already. So, she's doing everything she can to make sure that there's always food on the table. Yeah. Our kids go to school, with new uniforms every year. So, I could go on, the whole day, guys. Yeah. She is the best.
And just to align more towards our question so that we are all clear, right? You are saying that she does carry the family, and she is not being dramatic by saying, hey, I am carrying the family.
She is the one.
Hell no.
She's the one.
No. No, she is the one. She's carrying the family the whole time. She's never dramatic at all.
Okay, she deserves to speak and cry.
Shout out to Big Sis living in London.
But hold the line, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Okay.
Oh, by the name, may I mention her name?
Of course.
Give her a shout out.
Yes, I want to send a shout out to my big sister Lindeni Mendi Hatele, who is in London right now.
All the way in London, hi.
London, darling.
Okay, Stacey, who do you want to take there on line 2?
On line 2, we welcome Stefan. How are you?
Hi.
Hey.
Come on, you can sound more enthusiastic about this conversation.
Yeah, no, there was a random thing, yeah.
Nah, don't make excuses. What's your point? What's your point, Stefan?
Okay.
Yeah.
You say we mustn't use violent words. Okay, nicely. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're therapizing.
Come on, you can do it, Stefan. Yeah, shoot.
Elder siblings, it's okay. Not everybody was raised properly. The younger siblings are raised properly. Elder siblings, I'm sorry, you guys, you just weren't raised properly. We we second hands, we second-borns, we were raised properly. And I must say it's thanks to all the mistakes that our parents made with the firstborns.
We're not pancakes.
No, but also, Stefan, I think maybe you've misunderstood our question. If you allow me to speak for a second, right?
Yeah, sure.
You are right in that we weren't raised right. We were basically the experiment. We carried the weight of the family. You know, there were points in time in my life. I remember whenever I got dropped from like a chair or something, or someone was carrying me, then they mistakenly dropped me. They just scratched my head. No one took me to the hospital to be like, let's check up on him. How's his life looking now? The level of care was different, but we still have quite a lot of responsibility in our shoulders that when something is happening in a family, the eldest child is the one who's dialed up despite trying to live their own life.
So Stefan, hold on a second.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, because maybe in your family it's different.
Okay, shoot, yeah.
In your family, are you the middle child moonlighting as the eldest child?
No, I am the youngest child. It's only my sister and myself. And I think there's a difference comes in when you are quite close to each other in age.
Yeah.
I think children that are born, or firstborns who are born a number of years before the second, they do carry more responsibility. I'll give you guys that.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Shot, I'll take it.
But if you are close in age,
Okay.
if you are close in age, I think that the youngest carries more responsibility, because as soon as the mistakes are made with the first child, I'm sorry, then we have to pick up the slack.
Yeah. If you don't mind, Stefan,
Yes.
what's a burden to you being the youngest child?
What did your sister do?
Yeah.
What did she do to you, Stefan? What happened?
What's a burden to you, buddy? What's weighing you down?
Oh my gosh! Hey,
We don't have time for that today.
I think
You can't even say it.
I think it would be jealousy.
Jealousy, all
I
right,
think
okay.
I'll admit, I think I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Like my parents, they got full-on pictures of my sister when she was born and everything, you know. And then there's me.
Wow, just me.
Well, you know what,
I
Stefan?
felt that.
Stefan, you were getting very strong, and I'm just keen energy there, but we love you. And thank you for, you see, that was
you,
a
man.
breakthrough
Yeah,
live on the
thank
radio.
you, thank you.
Big thank you to Masindi and Stefan. And guys, this is the conversation. It is a great drive debate at the end of the day, and you're going to come at it from your standpoint.
Yeah.
But do you believe, in your estimation, that eldest children carry the family, or are the eldest kids just being dramatic when they make these statements, generally speaking, Christmas, birthdays, weddings, ETCs, blah, blah, blahs? And according to our producer, our WhatsApp line has blown up. There are many opinions. So to get to the people who actually took the time to type this out, never mind a voice note, Kameshni is saying, yes, they carry the family, especially eldest daughters. Bongan Kosi saying they want to be the mother of the house. Want to is a strong word.
I don't think it's a choice at this point. Yeah, it's more like they get promoted to being the mother.
And then Tracy's saying not only the eldest child, the youngest would also carry a lot, and then no one ever talks about the middle child, guys.
Also, to my point about the oldest child in South Africa specifically, I don't think we were raised. I think we were promoted. By the age of 10, you're a babysitter, you're a therapist, and you're that guy that your dad calls on some, hey, go ask your mother what she said kind of vibe. It's a lot, guys. We have to take on a lot at a very young age, and no one wants to recognize the pain and the struggle that we've been through.
And also, the reality of it is, depending on where you grew up, how you grew up, are you the eldest child and you are a daughter or a son? All these things have knock-on effects. But for the purpose of the greater conversation today, do eldest children in general, in your opinion, carry the family, or are they just being dramatic? On the line, we have Sri.
What are your thoughts? Eldest children being dramatic, or are they carrying the family?
I think that eldest daughters carry the family and younger daughters. So all daughters.
Yeah.
And I think if you have an older son, he's only a son until his wife comes along.
Oh.
So then it falls onto the other daughters. So I think daughters carry the family, not necessarily sons.
Oh. I actually beg to differ. Sorry, about the son part. Because I know so many guys who are now married, have their own families, but still mama is on some himtanam. Don't forget about rice when the month ends. Or don't forget what I was able. You know what I mean? Like, there's still a lot of pressure for even the boys when they are now married. So I wouldn't disregard them as, taking care of the family after they find their wives. That's the part that many mums need to understand better, to be honest with you.
So, Shri, listen, I think that there is such merit to what you're saying based on the responses today. A lot of people actually fall in your camp squarely. So if we were all going to go to war, you guys would win, for sure. This opinion is the one that is winning according to the WhatsApp line today.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, she gone. Bye.
Let's go to the WhatsApp hotline, actually.
100%. We are the responsible ones. We are the one that takes the load, being eldest. And sometimes we don't even get taken seriously just because being responsible and giving responsible advice, people don't even want to hear it, so they just sort of shuck it off.
Hi, Stacey and J Sbu. My name is Nesh. Yeah, guys, being an eldest child is such a lot of hard work. I can just tell you about the middle child at home. When we went to high school, I had to bring her forms. When we went to varsity, I had to apply for her. So we carry a lot of weight. Bye, guys.
Hi, East Coast Radio. It's Stacey and J Sbu, my favorite guys ever. I am the first child. I fully understand the whole looking after, the family, keeping it together, being a peacemaker, all of that jazz. So people can't really say it's not, because we do end up having to look after our family. Our younger siblings, and yeah.
Can we dive in deep? I'm not saying answer this question, but do you think there is a difference between male and female elderly children being treated differently?
Absolutely, yeah.
Can you give me a solid example of how a female would bear the brunt more than a male?
Well, I think it's differently. Now, remember, you can only speak from your vantage point. So
Yes.
it is your frame of reference and what you know to be
That's-
true. So
there
from
you
what
go.
I've observed with friends of mine and partners in the past who are the firstborn and they are the son, there is definitely an expectation to almost mirror a partner-like position to their moms.
Be the dad.
Yeah,
The father.
and when things are happening, especially financially, I think there is a lot of pressure on the
Yeah.
firstborn son, because unlike what Stefan said earlier, where the first one is generally like we're winging it, I think that our parents apply themselves fully first time around. And then they're like, but it's fine. Like, this one's cool. Now you've got someone to help us in the form of the firstborn child, whether you're a boy or a girl. However, as a firstborn daughter, and our last voice note there summarized it so beautiful, you are ultimately the peacekeeper of this house. So you are raised to understand the nuances of the family, and that includes your parents' personalities, granny's personality, your siblings' personality, and you are always the one who is running the gambit in between, whatever that may look like. Whether it is literally babysitting or raising your younger siblings, walking them to school, making sure that mom is cool, being a peacekeeper between your parents, and that never really goes away. And I think you are bred to be responsible. So we generally go on to be like head girls and stuff.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Understood.
Stacey and J Sbu on East Coast Radio.